Good morning, friends. It's Sunday morning, and I decided to make um, a cheese pie. It's one of the family favorite, and I still have some ingredient at home, so I said, why not? So I still have here a half liter of kind of a fresh cheese. It's a magra. Magra means it is poor in fat. It's low fat. Because what I understand is that when the milk comes out from the cow, it is a full fat milk, and then when they dilute it with a certain percentage of water, the fat content lesser, and then when they add more water in it, it becomes much more lesser in fat, and then you end up in a kind of a magra milk or magra cheese. So this one is lesser in fat, so that is good one. And then I need some sugar, so I need half liter of fresh cheese. And then I don't make it very sweet because I'm planning to add some jam in it, so more or less 5 tablespoon of sugar, white sugar. And then I have here a bottle of pineapple jam, maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons of it. And here is my powdered sugar. And then I'm going to add also some cornstarch. Cornstarch, I add 4 to 5 tablespoons of cornstarch that I need. But other people, they don't use cornstarch when they bake a cheesecake. Then it's very soft. But I add so that it has a body and it has a kind of volume. And then I'm going to add also half a packet of baking powder so that it will rise and it becomes fluffy. And then I have here some eggs, but because they are small, I don't know, it depends upon, I'm going to use 4 to 5 eggs. So the first thing I'm going to do is to blind bake my crust. Now it is already ready. I'll just place another layer of baking paper on top of it, and then my rice. The rice, I'm always using it as to blind bake my pie, and then when it's finished, I place it back again in its container and cool off, and that's for the next time. So I'm using the same all over again, those rice for blind cooking my pie crust. And then while it is baking, I bake it usually to in a preheat oven, 175 degrees in warm air, and I'm already preparing my the solution or the things that I'm going to bake. The first thing I'm going to do is to separate the white of the egg to the egg yolk, and then I'm going to let the white of the egg be beaten until it becomes stiff. And when it is already stiff, I'm going to remove it from the food processor, and then I'm going to combine the other materials in it. I'm going to place the fresh cheese together with the egg yolk and the sugar. Beat them until they are mixed together and the sugar is melted. And then before it's finished, I'm going to add the maizena or the cornstarch with it. And then sometimes I add also a little bit of the zest of lemon to give it a little bit kind of the taste of freshness. And then the half package of baking powder, and then have a stir of 1 to 2 minutes. And then when that's finished, I'm going to pour it in the pie crust that is already finished baking, and then bake it in warm air. I started it first with 165 degrees lower, because if not, you will burn the upper part of your pie. And then after 35 minutes of 165 degrees centigrade, I'm going to control it. I prick it with a fork or a knife at the tip of it, and when it is clean, it is already cooked. But when it's still something that's sticky to it, I still need a few more minutes to cook it. And then when the upper part is a little bit brownish already, I still lowered the temperature from 165 to 160 and bake more for 4 to 5 minutes until it is cooked. And then after cooking, I remove it from the pan, and then I place a layer of jam on top of it. Sometimes when I have a jam that is a little bit in liquid form, not very hard, or it's a little bit how do you call that one? That it is it's like a syrup. Before I bake it, place it on top. Just swirl it around the mixture, and then with the tip of a knife, I also follow the swirl until they go inside the mixture, and then bake it. So that when you slice it, you see the swirl of the jam that was inside your pie. And then that's also one thing that I do sometimes when I don't forget it. But when I forget it, it will be on top of the pie. So see you later, and then I start baking now.